As a volunteer in aged care, you play a key part in supporting older people. So does the Aged Care Quality and Safety Commission. The Commission is the national regulator of Australian government-funded aged care services. We're here to uphold the rights of older people and to protect their safety, health, well-being and quality of life. We also handle concerns and feedback. Let's take a closer look at how to handle concerns about aged care. Everyone in aged care has the right to be safe. An older person and their supporters have the right to raise a concern when there's an issue. As a volunteer, older people might ask you about who to contact or where they can find information about raising a concern. It's important for you to know how to support them. An older person can start by discussing their concern directly with the registered provider. A provider must have a complaint process that makes it easy for an older person to speak up and have their concern managed. So that you can effectively help older people to raise a concern, the provider needs to share documents and information with you on your roles and responsibilities about responding to concerns, what advocates do, the provider's complaints management system, whistleblower protections. These are protections for people who share information with you or us where they believe aged care law has been broken. The provider also needs to give you training on how to use the complaint management system, handle personal information and data, talk with people who are raising concerns, recognise when a concern is raised, respond to it and escalate it. Recognise and respond when an older person shares information that qualifies for whistleblower protections. If an older person raises a concern with you, let them know that you are there to support them and that they can raise their concern with or without sharing their name with the provider. If the older person has agreed to raise their concern openly, let them know that you'll share their concern with your volunteer manager. If the older person has asked you not to share their name or the name of anyone else described in their concern, you should still raise their concern with your volunteer manager, but you mustn't share any information that may reveal their identity. If this isn't possible, it's best not to share their concern. Let the older person know that you'll respect their wishes for privacy unless you're legally required to tell someone else. For example, if there's a severe risk of harm, you'll need to speak with your volunteer manager and may have to contact the police. If an older person isn't comfortable speaking to their provider or speaking to the provider hasn't helped, they can raise their concern with us. They can do this by giving feedback or making a complaint. Giving feedback is a way for older people to raise a concern about an aged care provider, worker, or responsible person without having to be involved in how we handle it. When we receive feedback, we look at the information, assess and monitor the situation, and take action as needed. Giving feedback can be the easiest option if an older person wants to raise a concern without giving us their name or doesn't want to be involved in a complaint resolution process. If an older person or their supporters want to work with us and the provider to resolve their concern, they can make a complaint. When an older person makes a complaint, they can choose how involved they want to be in the resolution process. This includes what information we share with the provider. Anyone can raise a concern with us about aged care, including volunteers. If you want to give us feedback or make a complaint for an older person, let them know. They have a right to be involved. An older person can also get support from an aged care advocate. An advocate supports an older person to have their voice heard, make informed decisions, and raise concerns about their care. Older people receiving care have the right to access an aged care advocate. The Older Persons Advocacy Network, OPAN, offers free and independent information and support. You can find more information on the OPAN website or by calling 1800 700 600. Your volunteer manager can give you more information about how to respond when a concern is raised and the supports available for older people. If you see or hear something that concerns you, talk to your volunteer manager or the provider, or contact us. It's always okay to speak up. Remember, older people have the right to raise a concern. For more information, visit our website or call 1800 951 822.